Hey, good evening. We're here with Grand Valley Youth Football. I'm Heather. I am the secretary for Grand Valley Youth Football, and this is Jason. He is now our assistant executive director. We're just going to go over a couple of important dates, any changes in the season, just stuff like that. First of all, practice starts this coming Monday, July 27th. Games will start August 22nd, and then our playoffs are October 10th and 17th. Our Super Bowl will be at Stoker Stadium again this year, and we'll do it just like we've done the past 2 years, where it'll be one day, and that'll be October 24th. Something new this year is we will have no fundraisers for this season. Years past we've had that. We haven't had a lot of, interest in that type of stuff, so that's something we have gotten rid of for at least for the season, but we have other opportunities to do some fundraisers that we'll discuss later. If anybody is interested, any high school kids, any adults, anybody like that in officiating, Will Jones, our director, he oversees the officials. So if you are interested in that or know a high school kid that is wanting to do that, have them go onto our website and register there. As we talk about a lot every year, parents having issues with something that's happening during a game, with coaches, anything like that, we're going to ask you to, if something's happened during a game, to please wait for 24 hours to bring something to a coach or the board. Sometimes things in the moment might seem a little bit bigger than they really are, but just to cool down and that type of stuff, if you could wait at least 24 hours. Practice information should be communicated by your coach this week. If that doesn't happen, please reach out to the league phone and we will connect you with somebody. Another piece is everybody needs to download the Crossbar app. That is how coaches will communicate to you, and that they have been directed that way. So if you don't have the Crossbar app on your phone, please do that. Once you do that, you just log in using your usual login to register your kids, and you will be linked to your team, and you'll get all information, your schedules, anything from your coach with practice information, any of that type of stuff. That's where all that will be communicated. So for the season for flag, 6U, 8U, and 10U teams are full. Registration for 12U flag is still open, and 10-year-olds wishing to still play or play up, they can play on the 12U flag teams. That'll go through 8/8 of 2026. A couple things here that we wanted to talk about with flag. The 6U teams and combinations. There are 6 teams. So there's Black Knights, Buffaloes, Bulldogs, Falcons, Mavericks, and Rams. 8U team combinations, 9 teams. So there's Black Knights, Buffaloes, Bulldogs, Falcons, Fighting Irish, Mavericks, Maroon. So there's Mavericks Maroon and Mavericks Yellow, Rams and Tigers. For the 10U flag, there's 8 teams. Broncos, Chargers, Commanders, Cowboys, Jaguars, Raiders, Ravens, and Steelers. And then right now, our 12U teams, we only have, looks like 5 teams there. 4 teams, I'm sorry. 49ers, Cowboys, Raiders, and Ravens. For flag, only birth certificates are required. The birth certificate must be uploaded to Crossbar before we can give you your jerseys. All divisions are based upon age as of 7/31 of 2026. We're still in need of some coaches for some of our flag teams, and so this is what we're in need of still. It's the 6U Buffalo, 6U Mavericks, 8U Bulldogs, and 8U Mavericks Yellow. If anybody is interested, any parents, so that your kids can play, please reach out to us, and we can try to get them registered, help get registered in order for kids to play. So for tackle late registrations, you can register until 8/8 of 26 as well. 8U team combinations are Bulldogs plus Tigers, east of 30.5 Road. Mavericks, Black Knights, Mavericks, Tigers, west of 30.5 Road. So that's just how we decided to combine those teams to make them more even. And then the third team is Rams. So that's Buffaloes, Fighting Irish, and then the Rams. For the 10U, for tackle combinations, we just had the Broncos. Then we had Chargers, and both of those teams were on their own. But Commanders, we added Commanders plus the Steelers, so that's what equals to the Commanders team. And then for Cowboys plus volunteers from the Chargers to move made the Cowboys team. And then for the Ravens team, it was Ravens plus the Raiders that made that Ravens team. 12U team combinations: Broncos. We had a Chargers blue, Chargers white. Commanders. So all late registrations from Grand Mesa, Mount Garfield, and West all go to the Commanders at this time. Open to players from Raiders, Steelers who would like to volunteer to move to a smaller team, might get a little bit more playing time. Then there's the Cowboys, Navy, and then Cowboys Royal. Raiders, Ravens, and Steelers. So for the 14U team combinations, we had Broncos plus Commanders equaled the Broncos team. And then we have the Chargers. For Cowboys, open to players from Raiders who would like to volunteer to move over to a smaller team as well. And then we have the Raiders team. And then for Ravens plus Steelers equals the Steelers team. That's how we had to look at it to start the combinations in order for teams to be, more equal in size. The next piece that we have is equipment checkout. Equipment checkout will be August 1st. And then we will have a makeup day on August 8th. But we encourage everybody to make it on the August 1st. If you're here in town, please come at your designated time, which we will be sending out a schedule here soon of each team and the times that they come down to get their equipment down here at our building. Something new this year, is that visors. In years past, we let people with a doctor's note have visors that were tinted. This year, we are no longer letting kids have tinted visors, period. It's a safety issue for our medics. If a kid gets hurt, they need to be able to see their eyes. That's actually a CHASA rule, and even in high school kids aren't able to have tinted visors. So if you have a visor, it has to be clear. If we see that any kids have a tinted visor, we'll come ask you to remove that, and they can't be on the field until it's removed out at the games. And it also must have the quick release so that we're able to, so if we can't take off the helmet because of medical issues, we're able to just quick release that visor off. Proof of address. If you've received rejections, that type of thing, when you're trying to upload proof of addresses to Crossbar, it's due to probably you didn't supply a utility bill. Utility bills are like gas, electric, water, trash, a lease agreement, or a mortgage statement. It must include parents' names. One of the parents needs to be on that utility bill. If you send insurance, TV, phone, internet, we will not accept those things. If you, let's see. So if the address is disputed, you may be asked to provide a second form of address for verification. If we do not receive those pieces, you will not get your equipment checked out that day. That is something that we do check as kids come in and check in. So be prepared that if you don't have that uploaded and it's not accepted, that they won't get their equipment. You also must, along with the proof of address, submit birth certificates, and that has to be done as well before kids receive their equipment. Divisions are based on age as of 7/31 of 26. Game rules, running clock, 15-minute quarters with very few clock stoppages. Oh yes, an 8U is 2 30-minute halves.
So we did get some questions before the meeting submitted through Crossbar. So we just want to run through the questions that have been asked. First question, Heather just touched on, if my child is 11 on July 31st, should he be in the 10U league or the 12U league? If they're 11 on July 31st, they would be in the 12U league. Next question, asking about equipment, pads and helmets. Again, that's going to be next Saturday, August 1st. Equipment checkout runs all day, typically starting at 8 a.m. and we'll get schedules out by end of day tomorrow with when each team is going to be. So you'll come with your designated team at the scheduled time. Coaches are mostly assigned. There's still a couple coaches working through their certification to be ready before Monday. So you should be hearing from coaches now, if you haven't already. They should begin with you tomorrow in preparation for next week. They'll let you know, they'll confirm where practice is going to be located, what time. All tackle practices are going to be between 5:30 and 7:30 right now, because that's when we have the field space reserved through the school district. And flag practice will likely fall within that as well. Tackle practices will mostly be at middle schools, except for the first week and a half or so. West Middle School and Mount Garfield Middle School are not available due to summer construction. So those teams are temporarily relocated to some elementary schools.
And if you don't hear from a coach, please reach out to the league phone.
Okay. Next question is also kind of team specific. What color practice jerseys, what color pants. So that is also determined by the coaches. That should be part of the early communication from coaches in the season. Coaches should also be running team parent meetings next week, early in the week, to go over color for game pants. If they want you in a specific color during practice with practice jerseys. The number of practices per week varies by between flag football and tackle football, and also by age division. So just to quickly run through, 6U flag football practices once per week, up to an hour and a half. 8U, 10U, and 12U flag are able to hold 2 practices per week, again up to an hour and a half. 8U tackle, up until the first game, all tackle teams are able to practice 5 days a week. Most of that is to ensure that kids have the proper ramp up to get acclimated to the equipment and the heat. So most tackle teams are going to be practicing 5 days a week up until August 22nd when the first game is played. Moving forward after that first week of games, 8U teams can practice 3 nights per week, up to an hour and a half, and 10U, 12U, and 14U tackle teams can practice 4 nights per week, up to 2 hours. One of those practices has to be non-contact, and in helmets only. Last question from this parent is about game schedules. We are in the process of finishing up game schedules, so those will be out early next week as well. Hopefully by the start of practice on Monday, those game schedules will be posted in Crossbar, and that is for flag and tackle. Something new for flag this year, Field 4, which is the closest one to the pond where we take the team pictures. Field 4 is going to be designated as flag football only. So flag football games will start earlier this year, and they'll play alongside tackle games all day.
A question that we also get all the time is jerseys. When are we going to get our jerseys? Usually you do not get your jerseys until right before the first game.
Yeah, jerseys should be here the week of the first game, likely mid to late in the week.
Yep.
We wait until the last minute to order jerseys so that we can get as many registrations as possible and accurately form teams, so we're not having to send too many kids out of their home boundary, and to give teams boundaries with fewer kids the most opportunity to fill their team before we have to combine them. The last question that was submitted before the meeting was clarification on flag football playing time rules. In flag football, again, it's going to vary between 6U and the rest of the divisions. 6U flag football should be near equal. Teams are of different sizes. It's 5-on-5 flag football. Some teams have 9 players. Some teams have 12. So it makes it a little bit more difficult on those larger teams to rotate everybody through. But playing time in 6U flag should be nearly equal. 8U, 10U, and 12U flag football is still competitive, but every player should get at least 10 plays throughout the course of the game. Tackle football playing time rules are a little bit different. 8U is non-competitive in tackle, so those players should also receive near equal playing time. Depending on the makeup of the team, some players may play a little bit more because the teams are only 18 to 19 players right now. But one of the rules with 8U tackle football is that the backfield has to change. So any player who carries the ball in the first half is not eligible to carry the ball on offense in the second half. So we make sure that we have that rotation so more kids get the opportunity to be ball carriers and have that experience and development. In 10U, 12U, and 14U tackle, there is no guaranteed play time. There are hours and hours and hours of practice, which is where players are able to develop the most. While it is competitive and there aren't playtime requirements, it is our expectation, and it's been communicated to coaches, that players do get opportunities to play come game time. It's very unlikely to be equal, but we do want to see all the players get that chance to get on the field and show how they've developed. Okay, so just want to run through questions that have come through on the Facebook Live. First question, what if we already submitted our proof of address and it said accept? Do we still need to bring that?
No.
No. If you look on your player's registration or their profile and you see that proof of address has been accepted, birth certificate has been accepted, you're good, you're set, and ready to go for credit checkout. When you submit your proof of address or your birth certificate, you don't get notified unless we reject it. So if you get those rejection emails, they come daily until you upload a new document. If you're not getting those emails daily, then you know you're good to go. But you can always just log into Crossbar and check your player's profile.
When your player comes in, though, we will still check their name and make sure that it has accepted, and then we'll just move them on into the line to get fitted.
Next question from the comments. Where do we pick up equipment on August 1st? So our office is at 806 North Crest Drive, number 2. It is out by the airport, just west of the airport. And when we send out the schedule, we will include the address, and we'll send out a reminder of the schedule and location the day before equipment checkout as well. Will coaches communicate via the app or email or text? The answer is likely all of the above. Coaches are encouraged to stick to the Crossbar app. The Crossbar app does not have the functionality if coaches need to reach out to a parent specifically. There's only the team chat through the app. So if any of those conversations between coach and parent need to be private, or there's something specific to a player, that should not happen within the team chat. The team chat should just strictly be information for the whole team to see. So you will likely speak with your coach by text and phone call, as well as primarily through the app. If coaches post on the team page from a desktop or laptop, then that automatically gets sent to all parents' emails. Best practice is to post all the information everywhere and make sure the parents see it. Okay, next question. If you won't be here for equipment pickup, can we get equipment sooner? No, if you won't be here on August 1st for equipment, then you will have to wait until the makeup date on August 8th. With 4 weeks of practice, that still puts all the players who receive equipment on August 8th eligible to participate in the first game.
Just to elaborate a little bit there, we don't hold office hours here. We're all volunteers. So any time that we come in here is on our time. And so that's why we're not always available during the week all the time, because we all work as well.
Okay, next question. Can you please explain that parents volunteer for changing scoreboard? Yes, so we do rely on parent volunteers during game times. The home team in tackle is responsible for running the scoreboard. It takes one volunteer during those home games. We do have a video posted up on our website under parent resources, and we can share it again before the start of games on how to run the scoreboard. It is really simple. There's very few buttons to start and stop the clock. The clock doesn't stop very often, and you really just need to watch the head official when he gives you signals. And if you are volunteering to run the scoreboard, we will come by and check with you before the game if you have any questions, or if you need any help with those signals of when to start and stop the clock. For the away team during tackle games, we do need 3 volunteers to run the chains. As Heather said, we're all volunteers. We do pay for all the officials. That's the only paid position. So we need your help on the weekends with scoreboard and chains.
Team moms will be responsible for looking for those volunteers, and each team will have a team mom or manager.
Can you go over the address thing again? Yes. So for proof of address, and this is for tackle only, you need to upload a utility bill, which is gas, electric, or water, something specific to the address listed on the registration, a lease agreement, or a mortgage statement. The address and the name on the proof of address document have to match the registration. We won't accept anything from insurance, a bank account, TV, phone, or internet. We need something that is gas, electric, water, mortgage, or lease. If you don't have any utility bills, if you don't have a formal lease agreement, get with us. That's a case-by-case basis. But in general, we can't accept those TV, phone, and internet bills, which are really easy to change your address. The reason for that is historically that's what people have used to falsify their address. There is an anonymous reporting form if you believe a player is playing out of boundary. That's under parent resources on the website. If your address is disputed, if someone believes you'd be playing out of boundary, and we receive that dispute, then you will need to provide a second form of proof of address.
I have gotten questions. Kids' names do not have to be on that utility bill, just the parent's name.
Okay, does flag football need practice jerseys? Likely not. Again, that's a question for your specific coach. Tackle football, you need the practice jersey to go over the pads and protect the pads and to not have them flopping around. Most flag football teams, I believe, just practice in shorts and t-shirts, but that's a question that you want to ask the coach specifically.
We will have old jerseys for sale the day of equipment checkout for $10. Yeah. So if you want to look for those as well, we'll have them available to buy.
What happens if a team doesn't reach a 20-player minimum by the first scheduled practice? So there's a couple teams that are right on the line with tackle. At this point, we're pushing hard to recruit more players for the 14U Cowboys. If you have a player in the 14U Cowboys, please have your player reach out to their friends, encourage them to come out. We're still getting late registrations. Some 12U Commanders, I believe, are at 19. They may be right at 20. We believe with moving all the late registrations from other areas to that team, we'll be able to fill it. And then same thing with one of the Redlands teams has lost a couple of players. So as new late registrations come in, we'll continue to fill the teams that need it and prioritize those, which means late registrations are likely having to play out of boundary. Is 12U flag at risk of not having a season with only 4 teams? No. 12U flag the last couple of years has had 3 teams, so 4 teams does show growth. We are expecting to still have some late registrations in flag. If you have a 10-year-old who's on the fence of having to play up in 12U, currently the 12U division is about 33% players who could play in 10U and elected to play up. So we'll have a season with the 4 teams. Ideally, we get a couple more players to round out those 2 smaller teams. But at this point, they do have enough to play. For practices at Fruita Middle School, is that the new middle school or the old one? It is the new middle school that was the 8-9. We don't currently have any space reserved at the old middle school. At this time, our 6U, 8U, and 10U flag teams are all full. So we don't have a team that we can place a 4-year-old on right now. That was one of the more recent questions. If we have any players who drop out of 6U, just send us an email and we can get you on our wait list. That email is GVYF2019@gmail.com. Okay, that brings us to the end of the current questions. Again, just to clarify on Fruita teams practicing at the middle school, that's the new middle school. Last year that field was unavailable, but the field's in good shape this year, and that's where teams will be practicing. Okay. We appreciate your time jumping in to watch this parent meeting. It should stay up on Facebook for those that are unable to attend. We do encourage everyone to come back and refer to this throughout the season as questions come up, and also feel free to contact us through the email as well as phone number 970-200-7966.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. A couple questions coming in right there. Away teams for tackle need 3 parent volunteers for the chain crew. So as teams move down the field to keep track of where the first down is. Again, it's really simple. Those 3 just listen to the sideline official and follow their directions. For parents, if you want to volunteer for the chain crew, that's the best view of the game that you're going to get. Circling back to Mount Garfield Middle School being unavailable, how long will AU Bulldogs practice at Rocky Mountain? Right now we have Mount Garfield Middle School reserved beginning on August 5th. That's reliant on the construction being completed on schedule. If there's any delay on that, it's completely out of our control. So right now, AU Bulldogs are at Rocky Mountain. The plan is to return to Mount Garfield on August 5th, provided the construction is completed. Thank you. Again, if you have any questions, reach out to us, and we look forward to seeing you on the field soon.
Yeah, thank you all.